father is a Scott.
My father is Scar.
Scar.
We're talking about Scott from LA. Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah.
Your father is Scar?
Yeah, my dad said a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, that he wished his name wasn't Gary. He hated his name. And I said, what do you, you're 73, what do you want your name to be? And he said something cool like Scar or Patch.
Fuck.
And
That's cool.
me and my brothers and Uncle Vic have been calling him Scar ever since.
And you guys made the switch.
Yeah.
You know what, Jason, will you grab me a pair of sunglasses? I don't want to get left out of this. Up on any pair is great. The round ones. Do you need a pair? Do you need sunglasses?
I wore my prescription ones, so it's not like a...
2 pairs off the mantle. Yeah. Both.
Yeah, it's better.
No, those are not sunglasses. Not sunglasses? These? Oh, yes, they are. These are born and raised.
Yeah, you should wear those.
Yeah, born and raised sunglasses. Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see. Very good. Very good.
Dolphin. Cold drinking.
That's how I call the dolphin.
You call him Dolphin?
No, he says when I do that in this ocean, the dolphins come.
How do you do that? Do you have a reed in there or something?
Just a lot of time on my hands at some point. I figured it out.
Only one man can do it. Only Cali.
But I call you all.
He summoned you.
Yeah, look.
Sometimes we get into the boogie board with him. So suddenly,
KUBO loves to boogie board.
You want boogie boarding?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's a killer too.
At Scatter Goods?
Yeah, scatter the goods. That's right.
And Alex in the part of the team is I'm beginner, but practice. Practice.
That fool. I've seen him drop in and pull in on unmakeable, awful waves.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
You get barreled? You get tubed?
he gets tubed.
Tubo. I'm naming it KUBO, but suddenly I get as a catch a wave that changed my name is Tubo.
From KUBO to Tubo.
Yeah.
Let's do an introduction. You are?
I'm great owner and the founder of the Great.
And
You're
your
the
name
owner and
is?
founder of Great.
Yeah, but
What's your name?
I'm KUBO.
Where are you from?
KUBO.
Tokyo.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
KUBO is great, and he's the owner and founder of Great, and his name is KUBO.
Yeah.
Welcome, KUBO.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But I'm not great. Just in the code, just in the store name is the Great.
Great.
Yeah, I should be great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah, thank you so much in
Yes.
teaching everything the California life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you, sir, what is your name?
I'm Kosuke Kawamura.
Kosuke Kawamura.
And where are you from?
Tokyo.
And
Tokyo.
what do you do? Where were you born?
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Hiroshima?
Yeah, Hiroshima.
Copy.
And you are an artist.
Artist.
You're an artist.
Yeah, I'm artist.
Famous Japanese artist.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
famous.
great.
Great.
A great artist.
Thank
You
you
are
so
great.
much.
You are great.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I can tell. I can tell. I can tell by the cut of your suit and your haircut that you're a fantastic artist. Yeah, it's evident. It's evident. And then Fuji P, what's he doing?
Fuji P's,
Fuji P, come say hi.
come say hello.
Come say hi. Just come say, come on.
This is Fuji P's
Fuji P.
first time in America.
Yeah.
Come.
Fuji P, first time in America.
He is a big CEO from
Okay.
Tokyo. He's
Who are
the
you?
President.
I'm Fuji P.
Fuji P. Callie, give Fuji P the 22 to welcome him to America. Here you go. Fuji P. American handgun.
Don't
American
point.
handgun.
No,
Don't point at anybody.
Don't pull.
Yeah, don't point at yourself. Just point in that direction. No, don't go.
stand
Come
here.
back. Come back.
Stand
Point
here
at
like
the
this.
camera.
Like this.
Welcome
not
to
at him,
America.
like-
Welcome to America, Fuji P.
America, Fuji P.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Fuji P.
Fuji P is a good friend with Kosuke.
Okay.
So he making some art all the time. All the time he making the art exhibition.
Yes.
Fuji P big customer.
Oh.
Totally. Everything.
Collector.
Actually, he wanted everything to buy, but Fuji P calm down. Just only one special one piece is the only. Yeah, but in each one the exhibition he want buy. Yeah.
Fuji P is a patron
A sick patron.
A sick patron. Yeah.
Fuji P, you're a sick patron.
He's a sicko. I can tell. And then we also have Cali Thornhill DeWitt, everybody.
I dropped the Thornhill.
You dropped the Thornhill. Cali DeWitt.
Cali DeWitt.
Fantastic. Really excited. I'm really glad that you guys are here. I think this is a first in American podcasting because we have Japanese guests.
Thank you.
I've
Thank
never
you so
seen it
much.
before.
Oh wow.
Yeah, first
Really?
time.
First time.
First time?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Tuton. Yeah.
Terrific.
Do Japanese people have podcasts? Do you guys do podcasts?
Oh, sometimes you love this.
Are they fun
Yeah.
in Japan? Podcasts are not fun.
No.
No popular.
No popular.
Not popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he loved to talk about it much. And you used to be using the clubhouse.
No clubhouse.
Yeah,
Not clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
No.
Yeah.
You know clubhouse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, clubhouse.
Yeah.
No.
In Los Angeles, if you don't have a podcast, you get fined. You get in trouble.
$50.
Yeah, $50
A week.
for every week that you don't podcast. So
Yeah. The government charges you.
The government says you have to podcast.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, because
Support it.
we're doing the Lord's work and we're keeping the economy afloat. Me and Omar and Jason.
Wow.
Yeah,
And Jason, thank you
Jason,
so much.
and Fuji P.
First time,
And
thank you
Fuji
so much
P.
opportunity.
yeah.
Thank
So
you.
happy.
Jason is from the land of death metal.
Different metal.
Yeah, death metal. He loves swords and axes, weaponry.
Axes, yeah.
He also resembles some type of a stork or a flamingo. You know a flamingo, but a pale flamingo. That's kind of where he inhabits.
Pale Flamingo is a good name.
Pale flamingo is a good name.
My dad, Scar, who we mentioned
Scar.
earlier, made an axe for KUBO.
No.
Yeah,
Your
and
dad's
engraved
Your
it.
dad's a metalsmith?
No, but he was for KUBO.
Oh.
He's like, I'm going to make him an axe.
Wow.
I'm going to put it on his bed.
How long have you guys been here in LA?
Until the 20th.
To the 20th.
December. A couple of months and then more longer.
A couple months?
Yeah, a couple of months.
Are
And he's in the 11th. right?
11th.
Universe. What's that?
11th.
11th. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, are they at the tea farm a lot, or do they have their own lodging?
They go to the tea farm and hang out with Uncle Vic.
Uncle Vic.
The campfire.
What do you think
yeah.
about Uncle Vic?
Yeah. What about Uncle Vic?
Oh,
Let's describe Uncle Vic.
Uncle Big, she's great. It's a teacher for me. So all the time-
Uncle Vic is your teacher.
Yeah,
What does he teach you?
Bad Spanish.
Bad Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
Like what?
¿Qué pasa, cabrón?
Que pasa,
Que pasa,
cabrón?
cabrón?
Cabrón.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Oh, yesterday I'm very funny talk about it. Yesterday I did it in the Uber. You know
Yeah.
Uber?
You went in an
so
Uber.
just in the Uber is coming, then she pick up me. I just rely on the Uber. She's speaking the Spanish. The KUBO is like a KUBO.
Yeah.
It's like a total means what's up mean
Yeah.
in the Spanish, right? You know? Do you know that?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a Spanish.
KUBO. Yeah,
KUBO.
yeah.
And
And
name
you're
is
KUBO.
KUBO,
Yeah.
but it's a KUB. Oh, KUBO.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's
Oh.
I just kidding. You talk about it joking. She's old.
It's like who's on first?
Yeah.
KUBO.
Yeah,
Cubo.
You speak in Spanish, of course. I speak English.
No, Cubo.
Spanish. Yeah,
Cubo.
Cubo. Cubo is the Spanish. I know that just one word. ¿Qué pasa, cabrón?
Yeah. You know other words.
Yeah, vamos a la playa.
You can say them on the podcast.
You can say them.
Vamos a la playa.
No, that vamos a la playa isn't a bad word.
No,
No,
it's where's the
okay.
beach? Yeah.
Kudo.
Kudo. Yes.
Kulo's good. That's a solid word.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good word.
Kulo's good.
Kudo,
Yeah.
Verga.
Yeah, very
Verga's
good.
good. Yeah. Kulo. Yeah. Great words.
How do
Great
you
one.
say wait?
Pinache.
Yeah,
Panocha.
Pinocha.
Panocha. Yes.
Now, how do you say verga in Japanese? I know, but I want to hear you say it.
Chin chin
Chin, chin,
kachin.
kachin.
Yeah, chin chin kachinko chin.
Chin chin.
I know some bad Japanese words.
It's okay on the
okay.
podcast. Yeah.
I know bad Japanese words, but
Let's hear.
it's so bad I can't say it because I might get in trouble.
In trouble with them?
No, it's I don't even want to say it
Okay.
because I know it and it's in my head, but I feel like it's just too controversial. So
Yeah.
I won't say it. So listen, great bit, right? I got some words I'm not going to say.
Look at your vitamins.
Yeah, these are my vitamins. So in here we have Viagra, ecstasy, mushrooms, TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, HGH, speed, marijuana pill.
Wow.
This is just to get me.
Oh.
This is just to get me moving.
Okay.
Okay.
This is just to get me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how you start.
This is how I start the day.
Okay.
So listen, I think we should talk about. We're gonna tell the story of Cali DeWitt.
Okay, do it.
We're gonna see how much he allows us into his world and talks about his life, because he's had a very interesting life as an artist, right? And as just as a person.
Yeah.
I've known Cali for a long time.
Yes. You know the long time.
Yeah.
Long time, yeah. And,
Pretty long.
Pretty long.
Pretty damn long.
Yeah. And Cali has one thing about Cali I noticed is that Cali he seems to always have a grin.
Great.
Smile.
Oh,
smile.
smiling.
Yes. Good nature.
He's like a positive.
He's a smiler.
Smiler. Yeah.
And I look at that and I go, fuck, I wish I could. I can't smile all the time. If I could smile more doors would open for me. Because I don't smile and people think I don't like them, but I like everybody.
They think you're mad.
They think I'm angry, but I'm not angry. I'm actually just like, that's how I look when I think. And I look mean, but I'm not mean. I'm
Quick
nice.
smiling story.
Yes.
So I bicycle all the time, and
Yeah.
there was a 2-year period where I was trying to get our friend Blackie Onassis sort of to whatever, be healthier.
Yeah.
And so he did these bike rides with me almost every day for 2 years.
Oh.
But he's always behind me. He's always mad. He's always grumbling. I can hear him. And then one day he's had it. He wants to know why everyone we pass smiles at me and doesn't smile at him.
Yes.
But he's behind me. And
Yes.
I say, well, what are you doing when you pass them? He's like, just looking normal. I like the face you have on now.
Yes.
He goes, yeah. I
Yeah.
go, well, I'm smiling at everyone and nodding at them.
Yeah.
And it like fucked him up.
It's a huge secret.
Yeah.
Huge. Like, not a secret, but like, I know people in my life. I have another friend, my friend Ravenetta, always smiling, and all the doors open for him. Everyone's happy to see him. Now, not that people aren't happy to see me, but a smile and a nod can get you further in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree too. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just having that.
Yeah, very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all the time Kosuke as well. Yeah, we are smiling the Japanese. Yeah, like smiling, bring to the luck.
Yeah.
Smile,
Yeah.
bring to luck. Totally, everybody happy.
Brings you what?
Yeah.
Luck.
Luck. It brings you luck.
Yeah. Bring
Yes.
to luck. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The luck of the smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in the Japanese good word. Smiling
Smile.
and bring luck.
It brings luck.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a very simple lesson that I've only just figured out in the past few years. It's not a lesson, but I'm only understanding now that, you know, what you put out in the world, what your face is, your mask, because the Japanese have a thing about masks, right?
Yeah.
So your mask to the public, that's your interaction. And if you're walking around angry all the time, no one opens up to you.
Well,
right?
are you 40? How old are you?
47.
Okay, I'm 48.
Yeah.
And so when we
Oh,
were,
you a tiger.
Yeah, you're the tiger. Yeah,
74,
you're the
right?
tiger. Yeah,
Tiger,
I'm a cow.
strong,
You're a cow. I'm a
rabbit,
Ooh,
or
rabbit.
sheep,
Sheep.
sheep,
Fuji P.
Fuji P, Fuji P, monkey.
Monkey. Oh, he's a monkey. I like a monkey.
Yeah.
but when we
I
were
was
young
saying-
here in this town, we kind of had to frown.
A lot of frowning.
A lot of
I was
frowning,
taught to
a
frown.
lot of serious facing.
Yeah. I was brought up to not. The way I was brought up was like, don't be inquisitive and nice. Don't smile. Just be kind of cool and act like you know everything. Be tough.
Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah.
Be cool. Be
You know,
serious.
yeah, because anytime somebody might punch you in the face or do something.
Yeah.
So you had to, but now that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, I
We
don't
live in
think
a
that
different
happens now.
world. No, it doesn't happen. Nobody gets punched in the face anymore.
No. And also, I think, I don't know, getting punched in the face when I was young was good.
Yeah, it was good
You
for
know,
me.
it's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, getting my ass kicked, I think, was helpful. I needed it.
It was
So-
shocking
Yeah.
when a grown man would punch me in the face.
Yeah.
I'd be like, wow, that guy's got a mustache.
Yeah.
He just fucking drilled me.
That guy's a man and he smells different.
Yeah, and I'm like 12 and he just drilled me.
Yes. I remember I went to my friend's house in Venice when I was a kid.
Oh,
and his
yeah, Long Beach.
I grew up in Venice.
You grew
Yeah,
up
on the
in
west side.
Venice.
Yes,
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
And
Skate
Yeah.
park. Yeah. We
By the
went.
beach.
Yeah.
You first time.
Yeah.
great place.
Yeah, great place.
A lot of great things come out of
Huge
Venice.
in the beach.
Yeah. And skate park.
Yeah, skate park. Yeah, and I went to my friend's house, and it was my little friend, and his older brother was there with his friends, and they were from a gang called Venice White Boys.
Yeah.
It was like old stoner gang, you know? And
another thing that doesn't really exist anymore.
no, it's white stoner gangs.
White stoner gangs.
No, and I was there smoking weed and looking at his snake and smoking weed and watching the snake eat a mouse. And the big guys come in, and one of the guys he walks up to me, he just goes, boom, hits me in the chest, like punches me as hard as he can in the chest. And I'm like, he goes, my name's so-and-so. That's how I introduce myself. And I was just like, it's so shocking.
Yeah.
It's like a lightning bolt hits you.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it. I'm just looking at a snake and smoking weed, and I'm high, and all of a sudden you get socked in the chest, and you feel like you're drowning.
Yeah.
It scares you, and that's
Take you hours to recover from that at that age.
and you got to play it off and go.
Cool,
You know.
good to meet you. Oh yeah,
Pleasure to meet you.
But it's like keeping it alive.
But inside you're crying. You're like, I don't like this, you know.
Yeah, so screaming. And then
So screaming, baby.
Yeah, so screaming. I love using the Current app and debit card because I'm anti-big bank, and I like to find new ways to bank and move money around from shell corporations, from Ecuador back to the Bolivian islands in the Turtle Bay in Hawaii. That's how I switched my money from crypto to NFT to paper and back into digital credit. But that being said, Current is the future of banking, and it's where you can spend, save, and manage money all from your phone. Can you imagine? I'll tell you a story about a traditional bank. Traditional banking issue. One time, I was out of town and I lost my debit card and I didn't have any way to get money. And I called my bank and I said, "Bank, can you help me?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll send a debit card to your house in 2 weeks." And I said, "You know what the fuck you're doing to me? I'm in the middle of Pittsburgh. I need a fucking hoagie, and I got no money and I got no card because I think that guy that told me his life story on the train lifted it from my pocket." And I'll tell you what, that would have never happened if I had Current back then. But I didn't have Current back then because Current is the future of banking. Current is a connected debit card that helps you get ahead by giving you faster access to paychecks, fewer fees, and more flexibility. And faster access to paychecks is something that we could all have, and we can all use, and we all need. With a Current Premium account, members can get paid up to 2 days faster on direct deposits because banks hold your money for 48 hours. Banks are always holding shit. They hold your fucking debit card. They hold your money. Hey, bank, I would like $10,000 to spend on a substance that I'm going to probably stick up my ass. Bank, can I have the money? They say, no, we're going to hold it. You can't just take money. Current lets you do whatever the fuck you want. Right? Am I wrong? How's this ad read going? Pretty good? Okay. Now with over 40,000 in-network all-point ATMs in the U.S. It's another way banking dings you with the fucking fees. You go to the 7-Eleven down the street and you pull $20 out to give to some man who's quote unquote houseless, and you get dinged for $3.50. And I wanted to give $20, not $23.50. You sons of motherfucking bitches. There's helpful spending insights and notifications to track when and where you're spending, and easier ways to create saving goals, including the ability to round up purchases to save extra change. There's other apps that do that for you. This one does it all in app. What a mitzvah, right? What a pleasurable, wonderful fucking device. Thank you. You gotta love the future. We're in the future. We're in the matrix. So for a limited time, Current is giving a $50 sign-up bonus to new customers who sign up for premium and set up a direct deposit of $200 or more. That's right. Current will deposit $50 right into your account. Enter your code TRUTH, TRUTH, during sign-up, or visit current.com/truth to claim your offer. Remember, that's TRUTH, TRUTH, during sign-up. Download the Current app, sign up in less than 2 minutes, and enter code TRUTH during sign-up. Current is financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by and Visa debit card issued by Choice Financial Group, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. So, Cali, do you before we get into the story of Cali, do you want to talk at all about Virgil? Are you interested in talking about that? I find it interesting.
It's surprising. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And I guess so. I've been thinking about. I met him in 2014.
Yeah.
He reached out to me. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
We worked on a thing. So I guess what because I am 48, I've had a good amount of close people to me die.
Yeah.
So I have a couple general things, like for my friends or family who die, it's like I need to keep going and like kind of do what they can.
Yeah.
The best I can, right?
Yeah.
Because some people really crumble, and that's okay too. But
yeah.
I think mostly what I thought about, or I'm thinking about this week, was his friendliness and inclusivity.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't have the energy, like you could text him, and there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's going to write you back fast. like thoughtfully and just stuff like that. I was like, he left that behind that I aspire to always be more like that. Just more friendly, more inclusive, more like shedding more of my hang-ups that I probably got when someone's big brother punched me in the chest.
Yes.
You know, it's continue to change how I go through the world.
Yes.
You know?
That's exactly my takeaway. And I never thought about Virgil other than, like, I didn't know him. He was peripheral, like we're in the same world. Mm-hmm. And I watched like what he, you know, I remember Pyrex and all these things and being like, oh, this is what's going on. And then you see someone do these leaps, you know, like he went from that to like, wait, he's doing this. And then the Louis Vuitton thing, I'm watching it, but I never think about, it's just one of these people. And I never really thought about it other than like, dude, that guy can make people's careers if he wants. Yeah. That guy's an amazing connector. He breaks people. Like he'll just grab someone and be like, okay, I'm working with you. And all of a sudden they're off, you know? And that's kind of how I looked at him. And then when he passed, I just was like floored by his interaction with people. Yeah. And by how he really was. I don't know how he did so much. The dude, I mean, I heard he took 8 international flights a week. Yeah, insane. And he constantly was talking to people. And he seemed, from what everybody, like, you see people die all the time. Yeah. And now we see the ripples on the internet. Yeah, it's wild. And you just see everyone's reaction. Yeah. And no one ever says anything bad, but no one rarely ever says this much good stuff. Yeah. I've never seen this much good fallout. And it made me, like, it hit me in such a way where I was like, wait a minute, what? Why? Because I spent a lot of my time being stressed out or, like, you know, a lot with work and all these things. And I'm like, wait, what, am I doing the wrong shit? Like, maybe I should be doing exactly what I want to do, which I'm, you know what I mean? Which you are. In a way. I'm working towards, like, it's not exactly, because there's a lot of things I don't want to do and I have to do it. I have to deal with, like, you know, the machinations of a business and then cogs and all that shit. I hate it. It's just like margin, all this stuff is like, fuck, I don't want to do that. Yeah. But I have to. And I don't know. It made me think about making your way through the world and, like, smiling, you know, and, like, all the things that I valued as a kid are fucking horse shit. Yeah. Most of them are like completely ridiculous. Yeah. And I clung on to these things so much. And we know adults who, like, cling to the stuff they learned when they were 13. Right. And, like, I don't envy them. No. It's a lot to carry. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't, you know. Yeah, I don't want to carry that. To be stuff. Like, just sitting here like, yo, fuck that. Yeah. Like, the fuck that thing is cool, but also it doesn't really it doesn't enrich your life at a certain point at all. It might enrich your teenage years. It's hard to carry that because fuck that is different from, like, this sounds like the most corniest thing in the world, like, hearing myself say it, but, like, you can say fuck that, or you can say, well, let's explore that. Yeah. Or right? Just like say, just say yes instead of no. Right. Or like yes, or yes and or yes, but let's try this. But also like, let's have also corny, but I want to have that experience. Yeah. And so a lot of the experiences I've had haven't been great. Yeah. I tried them and I was like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. You know, but a lot have been like, you know, looking back, I'll be like, that was actually cool. I should do more of that or do that again. Yeah. Well, it's also different. Like, you know, you and I worked on something recently. Yeah. And I put, like, and when you design, sometimes you go off in a tangent and you have to make this huge thing to get to this other easy thing, right? Yeah. This is how I do things. No, I know the path to simplification is fun. And when I'm trying so hard to make something good, it's when I make the worst stuff. Yeah. And when I'm sitting around just farting around is when the best stuff happens. Yeah. And I made this whole thing and I had all this stuff, like, you know, I went into this spiral fucking thing of aliens and Jesus Christ and protein powder and blood. I went to this whole fucking universe. All that stuff is pretty cool though. Maybe, but, like, I presented it to you and I was like, I've done it, I've killed it. And the answer was no, but there was no part of me that was like I know I've matured a bit, but I also know I'm dealing with a different messenger, because there's no part of me that was hurt when you're like, this isn't working. I'm like, okay, what works? You're like, this works. And then when you showed me what works, I was like, it's so fucking simple. But these 4 things are going to be way stronger universally, right? Yeah. And they're also, I don't know, I make the mistake. You probably make the mistake. It's like what you do, and what you do is so good. So, but, like, I'm always like, oh, I do that, but I have to do a new thing. I have to go further and do a new thing. And then everyone's like, what is that? They don't want the new thing. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing they forget, is that you say you did this thing 5 years ago that everyone loved. Yeah. And you think everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
But only 1% has seen it.
Yeah.
And the new people want what their friends have.
Yeah.
Which is the thing you did back in the day. So you have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And
And you have to get over that somehow. Meaning get over the idea that, I don't know, that you have to do, like have the same thing happen with new things. And I don't know. I love making new things. But in my experience, people want stuff that they already know.
right.
They want to see stuff that I do. And that means I should continue. I should be grateful that they want it
Yes.
and continue to embrace it.
Yeah. Well, we are very lucky to be in a place where people want things that we can like sometimes I'm like, like as much as I'll get stressed, I'm like, wait, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
That I can like put something out in the world and people are like, I like that.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like there's a whole world of people that can't do that. you
Yeah.
know?
Just gratitude.
Yeah. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
This shit's
Do
important.
you understand? Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Grateful. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time I have this grateful.
I know you do.
Yeah, it's appreciate, grateful, thank you so much. And it's my word.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, grateful.
Yeah. Kosuke.
Kosuke as well.
Kosuke.
Yeah.
And Fuji P.
Fuji P.
Yeah.
Oh, Fuji P, don't worry. He's God. He's God grateful.
God.
Oh, so grateful.
So
Yeah.
grateful.
Thank you, Fuji P.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, Fuji P.
Thank you.
He bought a flower art painting number 8 in the front hall.
He bought a new painting New style.
New style.
From Cali.
from me. Yeah.
New style.
Yeah,
Smart. He got in
so
early.
smart,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Grateful.
done
Thank you,
something.
Fuji P.
Yeah, in the universe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all interesting being, it's like all this, I don't know, all the corny live, laugh, love shit has some bit of truth to it,
Yeah, it
unfortunately.
depends how you. I feel like a lot of live, laugh, love shit, especially in LA, it's delivered to you aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
They're like gritting their teeth, like I'm fucking yoga, QAnon,
Right.
like whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. You get what you give.
I was so warped when I was younger that if someone was very positive,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I would just be like, this fucker's lying. There's no way. Like
Yeah.
I remember thinking this way.
Yeah.
Meeting someone who was very positive and that's who they were. There's a friend we have in common. I won't say his name, but when I was younger, I met him. He was so positive. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I manage this? And I still had this old thinking of like never have I wanted to impress my will on anyone or
Yeah.
bully them, but maybe
Yeah.
by default I kind of did. Not this person. Either way. And I used to not know what to do with it. Now I look at it as like, fuck, imagine having that freedom to just be like, fuck it, today's the day. Like,
yeah.
let's,
What
you
are we
know.
doing? Let's
Yeah,
check it
what are we
out.
doing?
Oh,
You
that's
seem to
cool.
you seem like you have a good amount of freedom and you have worked out something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't complain very much. Today I was stressed out because of time.
Yeah.
And I had to go do something like from Silver Lake. I had to go to 18th and Figueroa,
Yeah.
and then I had to go to Runyon Canyon for like a meeting,
Oh my God.
and then I had to come here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how am I going to do this? And everything was like, pretty quick. For me, what works is I was like, I'm going to do it on my bicycle. And so I just made this huge like circle.
See, that's so smart.
But then I landed here and I'm like kind of amped,
Yeah.
That's
smart. See, I would never, I'm not streamlined like that yet. Like the idea of like, let's do this on the bike. You're going to kill two birds. You're going to get some exercise.
Yeah.
You're going to see the world and you're going to show up to these meetings on your bike. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to be sweaty. And I get neurotic about it. Well, I'm going to be sweaty.
It's
Well,
cool to go to meetings sweaty, especially
is.
with people you don't know.
That's a boss move.
Because they're like, what? What?
Yeah. Like they got ready
You're
and
on a
looked in the mirror
bicycle.
and you're like, yeah.
And you're like,
You're like, this is every day for me.
yeah.
Mr. Gucci.
Yeah, give me a glass of water.
So Cali, it's funny when we have a mutual friend, Renee, and Renee and I go hiking a lot. And what I like to do with Renee is like, I'll just start to press Renee on the bad old days.
Yeah.
He has like, because you guys spent a lot of time
We
together.
had a really good bad old days time.
Yeah. And I'd be like, well, tell me about Seattle, or tell me
Yeah.
about this, tell me that. And he would like, and of course your name always comes up because you were, you guys were running buddies. And he said that Cali,
Yeah.
is this true? Cali comes from Calabasas? Is
Yeah,
that true?
that's short for the Calabasas Kid.
The Calabasas Kid.
Yeah.
See, a little known, people don't know this.
So sick.
Pretty sick. The Calabasas Kid.
Yeah.
And now-
it's growing. It's Calabasas City.
That's where I'm growing, Calabasas City.
Calabasas
Sometimes
City.
Go to the Zuma beaches.
Yeah. We went to
back in the southern city. Yeah, it's on the middle is a city. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I know.
Do you still have roots in Calabasas?
No.
No.
We moved around. I changed schools like every year until 6th grade, moving around the valley. Landed at A.E. Wright Middle School, which is in like Las Virgenes Canyon.
Okay.
And then went there for 3 years, then went to Calabasas High School for 2 years, and then dropped out to hang out at this place called Jabberjaw that was on Pico and Crenshaw that was like the best.
Right.
Because I was going to hardcore shows and punk shows and getting punched by grown men for a bunch of years.
Right.
By the time I was 16. And then when I got to Jabberjaw, it was like people like Ron Athey and Vaginal Davis were there, like real interesting people.
Yeah.
Like I was describing an early show that I went to there, and there was like this big guy on this, and it was like kind of just happening while you were drinking coffee. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like an official show. This big nude guy, kind of like sticking a cane up his butt and painting his face and all this shit. And like I'm like 16, I'm like, whoa.
16.
Weird. And all the artwork that's up, it was during the McMartin preschool case. He'd gone
yeah.
to McMartin preschool and stolen all the signs.
Oh my God.
And they were like all up on the walls. And I was like, this is like better than going to a Descendants show.
Right.
You know, these people are more interesting. And like that's when I met Sweet Pea. Her name was still Kathy.
Oh yeah.
Like, so it was like her crew
Yeah.
of like leather people.
Yeah.
But they were like really all ages. But I was the young kid. And they knew I came from Calabasas. So they
Yeah.
called me the Calabasas kid. And I was
Calabasas
really
kid.
kind of like not into that for a couple years.
Yeah.
You know,
Because back then,
because I wanted to be called Scar or something.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
something cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got first chome time in Calabasas, right?
I did do my first chome time in Calabasas.
It's amazing. There's no language barrier between you two.
We really talk a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
There's so many.
What's chome time?
That's like when you, that's making love. Chome time.
Ah, sexy time.
Yeah, sex time.
Yeah.
Chome, I like that.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
time is Los Angeles Canyon. Yeah.
Chome.
We should call our Japanese
Yeah, like,
party
chome
Chome time party
Chome time.
on the flyer. Sadie Hawkins, Chome time. Welcome to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Do you think?
That's a good idea.
Sadie Hawkins,
That's a
Japan.
good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Everybody is making the suits.
Yeah.
Chome time. In
Yeah.
gentleman style.
Gentleman
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Gentleman style.
Gentleman style.
German.
So when you went to Jabberjaw, it was still at that time, right? Everything was still very niche, like the punk and the leather scene, right? Like these little microcosm worlds.
Yeah.
You couldn't just access it. Everyone wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
It was like a very like these little microcosms. Like while you were doing that, I was going in another direction. I started going to raves, and it's the
Yeah.
first time I saw like drag queens.
Yeah.
And there was this crew of like there's this woman named Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah.
And her crew, and they're all crazy, and it was drag queens, but like costumed, like huge,
Yeah.
like over the top alien. And I remember just taking acid and going to these raves, going to like the Casa in downtown, and just being like, and it's like different. Like you didn't have a choice of whether or not you wanted to interact with anybody. You were in it.
Yeah.
You're thrown in the pit, and you're just like, now I'm with these are the people I'm hanging with
Yeah.
on the
These are the
weekends.
people I'm with.
Yeah,
I
and-
went to some of those raves too, and they were great.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, they were great.
How many times?
We're talking right now, we're at about 1990,
1990.
Wow.
89,
Oh,
91.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very interesting. So old school style is
Well,
very-
yeah.
Yeah.
You were a reggae boy at that
Yeah,
point.
I just
Ah,
used to be
reggae boy.
Reggae boy.
Reggae boy.
I
Yeah.
wish tank top wearing.
Yes, tank top.
Yeah, bring to the Cali huge speaker.
Carrying the huge
Sound
speakers.
system.
Sound
Yeah.
system.
Sound
yeah.
system. Did you have dreads?
Yeah, dress. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so hard. It was so hard.
I remember when Japan went through that phase.
The reggae phase.
The reggae phase.
The dread
the
phase,
tans and like the dreads, it was crazy. All over
Oh,
Japan.
yeah.
What year, Japan, that trend?
Maybe 20 years ago or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, in the Yokohama. Still,
Yokohama.
they have
Yeah.
this history is Yokohama.
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 Yeah.
That's where they have the
But-
sound system.
Yeah, but it's my neighborhood near the Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Called Shikoku.
I went to Japan
Yeah.
to Yokohama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I directed a YG video there.
Why did it?
YG?
Yeah, you know YG? the rapper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I directed a video with lowriders, Japanese lowriders.
It's in Yokohama, right?
Yokohama,
They
yeah.
have the super history in the Yokohama. It's
Yeah.
like a,
ね、カスタム。
Yeah.
ローライダーカスタム。
Really nice,
Yeah.
really nice
and
car.
Bosozoku as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know the Bosozoku.
Yeah.
Like riding.
Bosozoku.
Yeah,
Bosozoku.
Those are like the
Bosozoku.
motorcycle guys with the.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Cally's making an
I'm out of here.
He's out of here. He's on the job. So, Tokyo.
Yes.
I can't wait to go back. Can I go there now or no?
Oh, just closing the border.
Closing the border.
Still. But and almost in the open the border. So you can come. We talk about it. So Cali, he has the idea. City Hawkins.
City Hawkins
in
Japan.
Tokyo?
Japan.
Yeah. Japan, Tokyo.
Support is the Fuji P. We Kosuke in my team. So making the good sense and City Hawkins in Tokyo. Bring back. I want to bring back and because impressive. Super impressive. I just
thank
first
you.
time City Hawkins.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad.
Number one party.
Number one party.
Number one party.
Really?
Yeah.
So-
Yes.
Okay,
So
good.
cool.
So
I'm so glad you guys
Yeah.
came. Yeah.
change the end clothing.
Oh, everybody look.
Suits.
You guys look beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Such
beautiful.
a good moment.
A good moment.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody loves City Hawkins.
Oh, I love
Bring
that.
back.
I love that. Okay, so Sadie Hawkins, Tokyo, everybody. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Cali's the idea.
Cali's idea.
Yeah, Cali's idea.
Well, my partner Sponto, he wants to do it too. You know what's interesting? The first time I went to Japan, I was a kid, and I went to Japan because I had a job doing temporary tattoos for fighters. So they used to have there
The fighter to tattoo?
there used to be a thing called goldenpalace.com, and they would advertise by putting tattoos on fighters' backs. And I would go to a boxing match the night before and tattoo the back with henna and put goldenpalace.com. And then they flew me to Japan to do the Olympics, but the soccer team didn't sign the contract. So then I was in Japan by myself for 10 days.
How old?
In the summer.
Just
I
like-
was early 20s.
Yeah.
Early
For a
20s.
long time.
Frowning.
18.
Yeah, just
Walking around frowning.
Just frowning. No. And I get on the train. in Japan, all Japanese people.
Oh,
Because
through train. No,
Huh?
just train.
yeah, I don't even know what the train
Okay,
was.
yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm just gonna go look around by myself. And I get on the train
Special.
in America,
Yeah.
you see every kind of person. In Japan, it's all Japanese people.
Yeah.
And
Domestic,
again,
only domestic.
yeah. And I get on the train, all Japanese people.
Yeah.
And I'm on the train and I watch the train stops and the door opens and a little girl gets on,
Yes.
this tall,
Yes.
by herself with a little outfit, backpack,
the
gets on.
backpack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
backpack gets on. And I'm like, oh, another stop comes, another little girl gets on and they start talking. And I'm going, well, who's watching these kids?
Yeah.
2 more stops get on, they leave together. And I go, what the fuck is this? And it's like, because Japan is so safe.
Yeah.
In America,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
America's fucked up.
I know.
America
all the
is
time
fucked
is a
up.
parent together. Yeah, all the time. It's in the Japan so safe.
Yeah.
No scary. Just by myself.
I saw a
For the
laptop.
kids. Yeah.
On the street,
Yeah.
just
Nobody
sitting
will
there.
take
Nobody
it.
touched it.
Yeah.
A laptop.
Well,
And
that
if
would
you
bring
don't-
shame.
Yeah,
If you steal,
don't-
you'd bring shame.
bring shame.
You would have shame to steal.
Still.
You'd hurt your heart if you stole something. You.
Me?
Yeah. If you steal my phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You
No,
would
yeah,
feel-
yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
you
wish
drop-
America had shame.
Yeah, if you drop into the wallet,
Yeah.
totally 100% back to the
Yeah,
wallet
back.
for you.
Yeah, Japan.
Japan.
If you what?
Like if you lose your wallet, it'll come back to you.
Oh,
with
they
all the
bring it
cash
back
in
to you.
100% you bring back.
With the cash.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
With all your yen.
All your yen.
100,000 yen. No problem.
No
No
problem.
No problem.
But and totally opposite. When I come back to here, come to the here Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Or just in the same mind in the totally Japan, I thought is safe in America.
Yeah.
But
No, I remind him. I go, pick up your wallet. Pick up
Yes.
your phone.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Kubo.
a mess.
Yeah.
KUBO.
Oh,
Pick up your bag. Tubo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
In July 4th, it's on fireworks. It's crazy. The cars, the big cars. So I just the first time it's so scary, so
fire.
dangerous, crazy. This
Yeah,
is
but it is
America. Welcome to
particularly-
America. It's the first time I
Particularly
feel it.
dangerous at Uncle Vic's house on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
particularly dangerous.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is every
They were
year?
at Uncle Vic's on the 4th.
Every year. The
Oh,
cops
wow.
coming for him every year.
Oh really?
Everywhere in the
Oh.
July 4th, so much in the fireworks.
Yeah. So much fireworks.
Crazy.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
so-
This is America.
Yeah. Yeah. America's crazy. It's a crazy place. It's a
But
really crazy
so
place.
Cool. So cool.
It's cool, but crazy. I love Japan.
Yeah, I love Japan too.
Japan
bro.
is amazing.
I'm really waiting for them to let us
Yeah.
back in.
Japan, the Japanese have basically figured out how to do everything better,
Yeah.
and they're ahead. Everything in Japan is the stores, the 7-Eleven. You know a 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
The convenience store in Japan. I can go there and buy a nice white shirt. I can get
Underwear?
I can get the best dessert I've ever had.
Yeah.
I can
Good
get
lunch.
lunch. I can get the triangle
Onigiri.
onigiri.
Onigiri. Yeah.
I mean, it is
Even
crazy.
the coffee's good.
The coffee's good.
The hot coffee.
Yeah.
I love.
It's crazy.
$1.
Yeah, $1.
$1.
Coffee.
$1
Yeah.
is a good quality.
Yeah, it is good
Yeah.
quality.
The pens, I go there, buy pens, notebooks. Everything is just the craftsmanship.
Yeah.
It's just that you can tell people care. America is just mass bullshit. Look at it. Do you like this, lady? Do you like this body?
Wow.
Is that a lot of body, or is it too much or too little? You like a big body or you like a small body?
What do you like?
What do you like?
Big body?
You like a big? That's
You like a big body.
That's a big body.
Yes.
Look at that.
So
That's a lot of curves.
You go like this, KUBO.
So much
Kosuke can't do it.
You can't do it. No, let your lips.
No way, Kosuke, come on!
Let your lips hang, baby. Fuji P.
Fuji P!
Yeah. He's doing it.
Fuji P, you did it! You did it!
He did it.
Only Kosuke,
Fuji P
only
did it.
Kosuke can.
God, maybe
Kosuke,
one of the
that's fucked
maybe
up.
one of the best episodes in a long time. I gotta say. I mean, Japanese podcasting is superior. Like most things Japanese. I'm sorry.
They're just bringing
Japanese.
the heat.
Yeah,
The natural
They bring the
heat.
heat.
Natural Japanese heat.
So Jabberjaw, he's at Jabberjaw. He's hanging out with the leather daddies. People are putting canes in their ass. What happens next?
I get an apartment. Because I've been a pizza man in Calabasas.
Oh wow.
And so every night I'm driving to Jabberjaw
Oh yeah.
because cigs were $1, $1.25.
Yeah.
Gas was $1. So I had a car and I would drive the 30 miles.
It's like Valley Girl.
It's like Valley Girl. I'd
like
drive
Valley
the
Girl.
30 miles to Jabberjaw and hang
Yeah.
out there till like 5 in the morning
Amazing.
every night.
And you're in heaven.
I
He's like,
love
I've
it.
found
I love it. I'm
this
just
is
gonna
it.
go hang out. Like,
Yeah.
They have like, we're watching like videos like the Senator Bud video.
Mm-hmm.
You know that video? Stuff like that. There's all these twisted fools there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like observing.
And you're a kid, and they're all like in their 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they seem way older.
Yeah.
I smoke crack there.
Oh, yeah.
Out front.
Crack. You guys
You ever smoke crack?
ever smoke crack?
No.
Yeah.
Great American delicacy. You might
Yeah,
want to try it while
crack.
you're here. I don't think you have it in Japan.
Yeah.
You might never go home if you try it.
Yeah. You
Just
might stay.
stay here forever.
Just do crack.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry.
Experience.
Yeah. Experience. Experience.
It's experience.
For sure. An experience.
It's an experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Legal. This is illegal?
No, I think crack's not legal yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Maybe 2022.
Yeah.
2022.
Biden's new platform.
2022?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yo, don't forget the microphone.
Legalize crack. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Microphones. Guys, come on.
So,
I got an apartment and then like there was like I lived with like someone like people who worked at Gauntlet.
Yeah.
They were older than me. Like
Yeah.
the only place you could get body
Body
piercing
mods.
done.
Yeah.
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 And so that was like, I was like, hey, let's check out everything.
Yeah. Did you get any mod? Did you get your belly button pierced? or your
No, I
nipple?
got, you know what? Funny, I got my tongue pierced.
Yeah.
But no one had done it.
Yeah.
And people would like retch when they saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was so foreign for a year there.
Yeah.
People would be like, whoa, like that's fucked.
Yeah. That 90s body mod era was crazy.
But then it jumped off and like everyone
it
did
went off. Yeah. And then it's like,
And then I was like, why do I have this?
Yeah, like sorority girls are getting their belly buttons pierced, and I remember
And they still do.
they still do. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a normal thing. But
Yeah.
I remember in the '90s, a friend of mine got his belly button pierced. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
You
He's
put
like,
a needle through your stomach.
"Yeah, what the fuck?" You know, it's just like that whole body mod, future primitive.
Yeah, and like when you could only go to like that intense place, like
Yeah.
Gauntlet, and it was
Yeah.
like so sterile and everyone was so intense.
Yeah,
And
so
old.
intense. Yeah.
Or older than me. Like, you know, they were in like their 50s.
Yeah,
And their earlobes were big.
Oh my
and
God.
Like
was-
intense.
so intense. Those scenes were so intense, and you feel like you look at those scenes like when you're a kid and you see a guy covered in tattoos, you're like, this guy knows something I don't know anything about. He's in a world I've never heard of, and then you get a bunch of tattoos. You're like, oh, it's just tattoos.
Yeah.
There's not a different world.
It's not a different world.
You're just
Unless
like-
you make it. So some
you
of them
make
were
it.
like, this is my world.
yeah,
I walk by the bathroom mirror all the time with all these dumb tattoos.
Yeah.
Which I don't dislike, but
Yes.
I'm like, oh, who is that?
yeah.
Like I
100%.
forget. I don't think I'm a guy with tattoos.
1,000,000% the
Yeah.
same. If I look at it now that I have there is a full disconnect from me and my tattoos.
Yeah.
I don't even see them. I have no connection to them. They're just things that I did to myself along the way, and I thought that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But if I look at it now, and like I remember my dad being like, I could never commit to something that long, and I didn't know what I was like, what are you talking about? And like, this is a commitment, and I just now I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Because if I did it over again, I'd probably have like 2
Yeah.
instead of just like running it, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Same.
you know, but
Maybe
it doesn't.
one or two.
Yeah, one or
And it
two
would be like
significant.
something cool. Like it would
Yeah.
say mom.
Yes, like one, like an
Homemade
anchor.
mom.
Yeah,
And
Mom
like-
tattoo.
Ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
You have an ex-girlfriend tattoo.
No.
You do?
So hopefully soon.
Yeah,
it's
hopefully
fine.
soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. Ex-wife.
Someday.
No ex.
No, Kubo's wife is great, Yoko.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
yeah?
loves
Yeah.
coming to America
She does.
and going to a different Target every day.
No.
All day.
She loves Target.
Loves it.
Love that Whole Foods.
Whole Foods is good.
Target.
Yeah.
Maybe
Erewhon?
Erewhon.
yeah.
So Foods soon.
Yeah, Erewhon's pretty good.
So I'm trying to be a good sport and tell the story.
Yeah.
Even though I know I don't want to do it.
I-
But there was all kinds of people at Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
And I made friends with most of them, like the people who were regulars, because I just became a regular. I was like, I want to know these people. These
Yeah.
people are interesting. And all this cool stuff would happen.
Yeah.
There'd be like a leather woman birthday party.
Right.
And I'd be like left there alone because they let me hang out behind the counter and like make espressos eventually.
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
get paid, but
Yeah.
What was you talking about the leather thing? What exactly do you mean?
like leather themes like S&M leather,
Gotcha.
extreme.
So like bondage kind of.
Yeah, but also like this is where they would one of the places they would come and hang out and have fun. It wasn't
Yeah.
like being at a leather bar.
Yeah.
But there it was just funny, man. Like all people would walk in off the street and there was like one old guy who was really old there who hung out and like never interacted with anyone. And so at the party I'm referencing, like they were all like nude. Everyone was like nude and dancing to like Ethel Meatplow. Do you remember that band?
No. I
They
don't
were like
know
a
this.
great LA
Ethel
kind of
Meatplow, no.
queer
Uh-uh.
dance. They were awesome.
All right.
But so they're playing, and I'm watching. The old guy comes in, and he's just like tripping out and watching, and then he slowly begins to undress
Oh, wow.
and like gets up on stage with everyone.
No way.
Really slow, totally nude,
No
and
way.
just starts like weaving.
No way.
And it was awesome, and no one like cared because he wasn't sleazing on anyone. He was
Yeah.
just like trying to be a part of it.
He just had like an awakening.
Yeah, it was
He's like, it's
cool.
time to get nude.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's freedom, man. That's
And,
that
and
freedom.
then for better or for worse, around that same time, one of the early Jabberjaw people was a woman named Courtney Love.
Ah.
And she made friends with me.
Oh.
And she was like a personality. She had a new band,
Yeah.
Hole.
Ah.
And that summer of 91, they're like, we're going to go on a full US tour. They had 2 singles. And we want you to be our roadie.
Whoa.
And so I went. I was like, I'll sleep in the van every night.
Yeah.
We all got paid the same, $12 a day.
Yeah.
And we did a full US tour. And so I got to see like New York for the first time.
Right.
I got to see everywhere for the first time
Crazy.
in the US. Like I
Yeah.
got to go to Athens before there was like a highway there. And it was still like a B-52s style town.
Right.
You know, I got to go to New York in 91 and it was like, it was
Oh
awesome.
my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was, to me, I was like, oh, I can drink 40s in the street here.
Yeah.
Essentially. That's what I,
New York in 91 must have been sick.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So that was like, I guess that would be the big teenage moment.
That's a crazy thing to happen, and we can fast forward. We can jump over a whole chunk of time there and get into like the world now.
Sure.
I think that, just by the virtue of doing something that you were interested in as a kid, you just are next to something, and all of a sudden someone's like, "Hey, kid, you want to do this?" You're like, "Yeah, I'll do this."
Yeah, it's the best.
Life is fucking bizarre, man. Like, I always talk about how I dedicated my life to like being a graffiti writer, and for better or for worse, it influenced my entire life till today.
Yeah.
Like my connection to like so many people is through that, and I learned so much from doing it. And to this day, I'm still like, like my entire career is kind of based off of doing that. Just because I know people, and they go, "Well, this guy knows how to do this. He can help you."
Well, the one thing that I learned then, even before that, one thing I learned then that I love. This is like the only thing I love about Instagram.
Yeah.
Is when I was like 13 or 14 and ongoing, if I met someone who I liked what they did, I would tell them. I'd be like, "Hey, what you do is great."
Yeah.
And more often I would write them a letter and be like, "You're cool. Thanks for making that book or that record."
Yeah.
And often they would write back,
Yeah.
So that was like this cool way to learn
what
how to
age?
interact. Like 13, 14.
See, that's an interesting skill.
Yeah, but you didn't, because like all these records I bought had addresses on them.
But that's a punk thing too, right?
Yeah,
That's a
it
very
is.
punk thing to do.
But
yeah.
so that's what I like about it. The only thing maybe that I really like about Instagram
Yeah.
is you can just write someone and
Yeah.
not expect anything back. Just be like, "Hey, that's cool."
Yes.
Like that record you put out or that tape you made,
Yeah.
and it still happens throughout my life. There's this guy Conrad in Australia, and he's in this thing, CS and Cream. I bought that 12-inch because it's on this label I like called Trilogy Tapes, but I don't know these people. I just know their work, and it's pretty niche.
Yeah.
But like that record was the coolest 12-inch of the year for me 3 years ago.
Right.
And like I wrote him that at some point, and this happens pretty regularly. And then he wrote like a year later, he's like, "I'm coming to LA. Do you have a day to hang out?"
Yeah.
And at that moment was when I wanted to back out.
Right.
I was like, "I don't want to fucking hang out with a stranger."
Yeah. It gets real.
Yeah, but then we did, and like this guy's so rad.
Yeah.
And like, and we're friends now, and that's the best out of all this. I think the best thing you can do is make friends.
Yes.
That
That is the best part of Instagram by far. That,
but also of everything. Like if we
Of
have
everything.
friends like this fool and this fool, like I
Yeah,
know
these
them.
fools.
I know them from running around and traveling, and like I can hang out with them every day.
Yeah.
I know you from the same stuff.
Yeah.
Now I know Fuji P.
Fuji P.
Now I know you. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing to me.
Yeah. The whole idea of writing someone a letter is such a very punk to be earnest and write a letter.
Yeah.
Right? And the nature of being a punk and like acceptance and that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's a letter, and then people write a letter back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that in Instagram, that is the one. There's two things I like about Instagram. One is you can interact with people you wouldn't interact with, and like you can connect to people. Like I'll find people and be like, I'll just find some account and look
Yeah.
at like someone's face and like your fucking face, and I DM them like, "Hey,
Yeah.
would you want to shoot with us or something?" And they're like,
Yeah.
most times like, "Yeah, that sounds cool."
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to
Yeah.
connect to people.
And then sometimes you'll end up like knowing them.
you may end up knowing, and they can influence your life, and you can end up doing who the fuck knows what. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's being open and smiling.
And that's what, that's how Virgil DM'd me
Ah,
in 2014. I didn't know who he was.
right.
So it's that attitude of like, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll give this a try.
Yeah.
This isn't that familiar to me, what he's doing. Maybe I'll give it a try."
Right.
So it's cool.
And then you had a we'll fast forward here because I don't know how much time we have, but you had a record label
I had a record label for a pretty long time.
for a pretty long time, and this was what year was Teenage Teardrops?
Maybe 2003 to 2013, maybe
2003 to 2000, yeah,
somewhere like that.
right. And
And it's just because I love records, and I
And you
always
love
wanted
records.
to. I always wanted to put them out and learn how.
right,
And I did learn how, and I don't ever want to put out records again, but because I'm not a record label haver.
Right.
Like I wanted to make the thing and make it good.
yeah,
And then I wanted to give them away. So
right,
and give them all to the band.
right. That's not good for commerce.
It was fine too. I mean, what else was I going to use the money for? Because I discovered someone taught me. They're like, "Oh, you have a failing business."
Ah,
you should put that on your taxes.
So you can, yeah.
And so for like the 10 years that I had the record label, I was losing so much money, I didn't have to pay any taxes.
That's so nice.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like a weird lesson.
Yeah.
That I would have actually probably given a good amount of that money to the government.
Right.
Instead, I made like, you know, records and tapes with mostly LA people.
What's cool about that though is, you know, if you're doing something that you wanted to do and you feel good about what you're doing, and I mean this like truthfully, the actual idea of it working as a business is secondary.
Yeah.
Because in spending that amount of time and doing something that was great for you, you get to, I mean, you've enriched your artistic portfolio.
Yeah, you like learn.
That.
Well, you know, I think it's Kundo, who you might know, has a really good point. And I think about it all the time. Like if you think of your whole life as a body of work, then everything you do is a part of the body. So like maybe the record label, because there's like 50 releases almost, maybe that's an ear. You know
maybe
what I mean?
That's
Like
a what?
an ear.
Oh.
Like if it's a body,
Okay.
like
an actual body.
Like
Oh,
you never,
okay.
like I always think of it in those terms, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that thing was fun, but I, you know, it might only be like a fingernail,
It's true.
or like, you know, an eyebrow.
Yeah. And the win or loss in the eyes of finance or the public, it's actually, you know, I've learned this. It doesn't matter because all these things are prepping you for the next thing. And when the next thing happens, it's way more effortless.
Yeah.
You put all this work into something and all of a sudden you do something else and you just slide right in. You're like, oh, I'm flying.
Yeah. Because you know like what you don't want to do. And also failing is awesome.
Failing rules.
Like I've failed so many times.
Yeah.
I will continue to fail.
Same.
And it's as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter.
There's no, and I tell kids this all the time when they talk to me, and
Yeah.
and I had to learn this the hard way, but there's no failure. It's only doing. Like I know this is like everyone knows this.
Yeah.
But I've actually put it.
But
into
you don't
practice.
really know it until you put it into
So you
practice.
do it. As long as you do something, it does not matter. Like people go, should I start a business? I go, of course you should start a business.
Yeah.
Of course start a business. Because you can't lose. Because by the time you finish, let's say you fail out in 3 years, you've learned so much and you created a business and you just do another one.
Yeah.
And you figure it out.
Yeah.
There is no losing. Even if you lose every fucking penny you had, you have not lost.
I think
Unless
the
you're a
losing
crackpot.
is in your thinking.
Yeah.
Which is like, probably this is getting too cosmic. But if you think, if you're like miserable, it's gonna suck,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
That's the other thing too, is like I've done jobs I didn't want to do. I've been in businesses I didn't want to be in, and I was very unhappy. And I've come to learn that maybe it is more about doing something that's a little easier and not so painful. You know, I don't think everything should be painful, right?
No.
I don't think. I think there's a certain amount of like agita.
there's pain in life, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
and, you
what's
know,
the
you deal
point?
with it.
That's the Virgil thing too. I look at that and I go, I mean, what if I do just want to like, you know, sit around and draw portraits of my dog for the next few years? Like if I really wanted to do that,
It'd be cool.
maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't worry about like trying to buy a jet ski or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it is. I'm like, whatever the weird goal is
I
have,
think you do need a jet ski.
I might need a jet ski.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a jet ski is Mando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
KUBO,
KUBO.
you need a jet ski.
Yeah. You guys.
I need a jet ski.
Yeah. You need a jet ski. Everybody needs a
it's
jet
the
ski.
next level is a jet ski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a jet ski. Definitely a
You
jet
too,
ski.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Fuji P will definitely need a jet ski.
Yeah.
He'll get a fleet.
Well, many
jet skis.
jet
Yeah,
ski, yeah.
Yeah. So you did the Teenage Teardrops.
I did it for a pretty long time.
10 years.
Until I didn't like it.
Right.
And I think I just didn't like it because it had, you know, finished. Like I
It
was,
run its course.
Yeah, it had run its course.
Yeah.
And like towards the end of that, I opened a gallery
Oh yeah.
in Echo Park for a year.
Oh yeah. Next
And
to
also a great, like where Cookbook is now.
yeah,
or
next to
something.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
And that was
Oh,
like
shit.
a great, it
What was the gallery called?
was called Hope. And that was also a great lesson.
Yeah.
We did like 14 shows in 12 months.
Wow.
And then it was another thing I learned that maybe I would want to do that I didn't want to do.
And
Like,
the
because
thing-
you have a responsibility. So I was like, this is fun, this is fun, this is fun. And then I was like, oh, I have a responsibility to the artists. That was sort of something I kept running into. Same with the record label. Like, I actually have a responsibility to try to have a real record label.
You're beholden. Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
it's cool that I'm just giving them half the pressing,
Right.
but maybe it's not enough. And the same was sort of true of the gallery, because like I just don't have that brain.
Yeah, and the thing about those things that you did is that if you ask someone if you should do them, they will always say, "Don't ever do that."
Yeah.
Like, don't start a company, don't start a record, don't start a gallery.
Yeah.
How could you ever, succeed?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's everyone says that shit all the time, and I should have never done anything if I listen to people.
Yeah, and okay, so last week I went to my 30-year high school reunion. Now I dropped out of high school.
I saw his Instagram.
Yeah, you saw that on Instagram. They found me around 20 year. I didn't go. Hollered at 25. I was out of town, but I was considering it. So this was 30, and it was so weird.
I dropped out too. They haven't hit me. They have not contacted me ever.
I think if one person knows you or finds you, because I had this best friend, Carlo. I had a couple of good friends, Carlo and then Willie.
Oh, you told me
They
you took them
found
with
me.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, should we go? I was like, yeah, let's go. It was so funny, but it's like what you're saying. Like, it's a whole bunch of people who never started a record label.
Yes.
Or like whatever they wanted to do.
Right.
Because I think people are afraid that if they do something and they fail, like their life will end.
People don't get that.
Yeah. And your life doesn't. Like your life's
end.
going to keep going.
Yeah.
You're
gonna
of,
fucking. That's the thing. This is one thing I figured out early.
Yeah.
I was like, probably late 20s, 30s. I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna die, and I might have some time to reflect on my deathbed.
Yeah.
And the only thing left will be, did you try that thing?
Yeah.
Did you try to kiss the girl? Did you try to make the film? Did you try to draw the paint? Did you try to paint? Did you try to sculpt?
Yeah.
I have all these things that I want to do that I didn't do out of complete fear.
Yeah. It's all out of fear.
All fear. Oh, what if it doesn't? Who gives a
KUBO,
fuck if
no
it doesn't
fear.
work? No fear.
No fear.
Yeah.
No fear.
Great brand.
Yeah.
Great brand.
Great motto. Great brand. Great lifestyle. No
But
fear.
I don't know if he'll understand the way I'm saying it, but he's a great example in Japan of someone who's not afraid to start something that's scary.
Yes.
And I think, and you are as well, and I think a lot of people in America and Japan they're just afraid to start something. Whatever they want, right? Afraid to open a store, afraid to make a painting, afraid to join a car club.
Yeah, grateful.
Right.
Yeah.
Afraid to fail.
Yeah, afraid to fail.
But failure is,
It doesn't
you
matter.
know what's worse than failure? Not doing it.
Well, so at the reunion, I got the feeling that a lot of people didn't do anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there was like a wild desperation in the air.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some cocaine,
Oh my God.
just
Oh
like,
my God. 40-year-olds on coke.
you know what I mean? And like talking and probably trying to blaze some of them.
Yeah.
It just,
Blaze. Go. What is it? Go.
blaze is chome chome time.
Chome chome. Chome chome time.
chome time.
Yeah, a lot of chin kachin kachin.
Is it legal?
It's not illegal, it's legal.
It's illegal.
It's legal. We're allowed to have sex.
You
in
can have a
America.
boner.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Boners are encouraged. Yeah.
Do you have a boner?
Keep it in bonus, of course. Just now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful boner. Yeah.
Yeah. Good boner.
Yeah. So
Because I get in the take the bill and the Viagra.
Oh, you
yeah.
take her,
yeah.
So I-
You took
He wasn't looking.
Yeah.
You just want losing
Boner
the
time.
bill. Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, we've got. So then okay. So you had a gallery, and then there was a shift, and you started. I mean, you probably were always creating art on some level, right?
Yeah, but I think I was always, so if you look at like a gallery, a record label, all that stuff, I'm supporting sort of other people's ideas.
Yes.
And so there's less, like it's, if it's easy for me to champion you, you know what I mean? Something about like being an artist or something on your own seems like you're championing yourself. And
Yes.
that's like our childhood thinking.
Yes.
Like I can't, that's like,
Yeah. No. Like, look at me, I'm great. No.
Yeah,
No.
I
That's
can't
the
do
whole
that.
essence of being an artist.
yeah. So
Is
that
look at
was
me,
like
I'm
a
amazing.
tough,
Yeah.
but then I had, it's funny, like maybe it was a midlife crisis because I was 40,
Yes.
but I was like, man, I should stop working and do some of these art shows people sometimes offer me. And they're like, regular small art shows.
Yes.
And as with everything else we've said, I'm so glad I did because
Yeah.
I got to do more.
Yes.
and I got to go to Japan a bunch of times,
Yeah.
and Europe and all that stuff. And it was just a matter of letting go the old ideas.
And it worked for you. And doing the art shows, something happened.
Yeah, it worked. It was like something happened, and it sustains itself.
Yeah.
And through it, then there was another challenge, or not challenge, but thing where people were like, "Will you make a graphic for this T-shirt?
Yeah.
For my company or whatever." And so I would make shirts that I liked in the studio just to sell at the book fair and shit.
Yeah.
And so that was like another hurdle. I was like, I can't do stuff for other people.
Yeah.
That's like whack,
right.
or that's not cool enough, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. And all it's done, letting go of all that, has given me more experiences that I can have as an individual, and then with people who I knew then and people who I know now, and all of it. It just opens your life up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think being an artist, I look at people who work as artists and I'm like, fuck. Like imagine, like I'm not a fine art. I'm an artist, but I'm not a fine artist. Like I don't have like, I think there's something about me that's like doesn't, like I've done art shows and stuff and it makes me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm up all night and I'm fucking, I just don't.
I don't think they feel good.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, they don't feel
It feels
good.
crazy.
Yeah, it feels too much.
And I don't think I have the language or the pedigree to actually do that properly. And I can illustrate things, but I look at artists and I go, I look at guys and I have like there's a few people I look at, like professional surfers, fine artists, a few people, and I'm like, I look at them and like they're just. It feels, of course I'm projecting, but they're in the flow.
Yeah.
You're in your studio, you're putting on your fucking jazz and you're painting on this giant painting all day, and that's your job.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy, like that's your work. And then to be successful at it is even crazier. Like even if you're just getting by doing it is one thing, but imagine being successful at it and then you're creating this work and you're carting it off to some fucking guy to buy it for God knows how much.
Yeah.
And I don't know. When it works, it's insane, and it's a rarity.
Yeah.
Right.
But that brings up, I think there's a problem with how people measure success.
Yeah.
Because every time something good happens to me, one of my first thoughts is, oh, like it should have been it doesn't count. Basically, I talk myself down like that doesn't count because.
That was a fluke.
It was a fluke. It's not like the gallery that I wanted.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
people that
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what your head starts.
Like it's not
doing.
good enough.
Yeah, and that's like what I really struggled that much anymore, just to like let all that go.
Do you?
Because the best stuff you or I or anyone here will make is probably when we're sitting here, like with no camera on, like, and we're laughing and we're like drawing.
Yes.
Like we're gonna have good ideas and shit.
Yeah.
And so like I think that a lot of people they get some little bit of success where people look and then that fucks them up. Because everyone thinks they want to be famous, but nobody could handle being famous.
Yeah. I
Most-
don't want to be famous.
No. I don't mean you or like it's like a thing. Like the world wants, like being famous would solve their problems.
Yeah.
And it would just like destroy.
I don't think it's good.
It's like the worst thing in the
It's
world.
it's
for you.
monstrous. Like I think having some sort of notoriety in your field is good, but I don't want to be the front guy because
No.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
and oftentimes I don't want to perform at all. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to do anything. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to do any of it. And I
Yeah.
force myself to do it.
Yeah.
And like I didn't plan on this. It just happened. Like I was
Yeah.
going to do an audio podcast. Maddie convinced me to do cameras.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing a YouTube show. I have no interest in being in front of the fucking camera ever.
Yeah.
But it
you
happens.
do a really good job and it's really funny. and
Thank
fun.
you. And I said yes. That's the other thing. It's like I've learned to say yes to things.
Yeah.
And I said yes, I'll do that. And now I'm doing it.
And
But
then I'll say no because I need more time. But then when I have more time, you know what I mean? On the days where I have the day wide open.
Yeah.
Like I complain about how busy today was. But I'm
Yeah.
like, if the day was wide open, I would have like, I don't know, smoked cigs for 3 hours
yeah.
on the porch.
Yeah.
Then maybe taking a nap.
But that's also like
It's also cool. It's
Yeah.
also useful.
yeah.
And I also like it, but it can't be everything.
I think just having the ability, I think this is a win. Just because as much as I get stressed out, because I wear a few hats and I do a few things.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get really worked up and stressed out. But then I remember that, you know what? At any time, I can take a fucking nap.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah.
I used to do it in my office.
Yeah.
I go, you know what, guys? I don't give a I'm going to get under my desk. It's
Yeah.
nap time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. And
Yeah.
like that, it is what it is.
I love napping.
Japanese style.
Is that Japanese style?
Nap?
This is Japanese
You
style.
take a nap?
Nap time?
Ever?
昼寝するか
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time.
No, I didn't.
This
take
fool
nap.
never
Just,
naps.
Never naps.
Yeah, never nap.
He's high energy.
Yeah, just
He
just
is high
walking
energy.
Down, walk up in the 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just move, thinking, and finish in the walking bedtime in the 11 on the midnight.
Midnight.
And and the 7 hour and sleeping in the walking every day.
Do you guys exercise?
No,
No.
just
No.
boogie board.
Just boogie board.
And sometimes you go hiking with me.
Oh yeah.
I took him to Training Mate and he almost puked.
Oh my
Remember
God.
Training Mate? The gym?
The Australians, yeah.
Yeah, train me.
You don't want
so
Australians telling you what
tired.
to do, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. 45 seconds, right?
Yeah, it's 45 seconds on.
45 seconds.
Because it's
seconds
a
off.
separate. It's each
Alex
one.
did it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did it?
I can work out for two and a half hours nonstop. I have a lot of energy.
Wow, keep it.
Jeff Cutter loves Training Mate. He loves Training Mate. He lives there. He loves Training Mate. He can't get enough.
Training.
Crazy,
Wow,
man.
we need is more training.
Yeah. No training.
It's good. It's good for your brain.
Yeah.
If I don't
Training is a good to brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and taking nap.
Taking
and
nap.
walking.
Walking,
Yeah, it's a keep it moving.
What about meditation?
Oh.
You
And
guys,
meditation.
you guys meditate?
Chome
Every day.
time?
Every day. Time every day.
sex will fix a lot.
I meditate in the morning, almost every morning.
Yeah.
10 minutes, that's all it takes.
Me too.
Like, you don't have to go longer than that.
I do
Change your
20.
life. You could, yeah. I mean, you could, but I don't know.
I do. I do TM. Do you do anything like that?
I have.
Yeah.
It's good.
I have gotten to a point where now when I meditate, it went from being psychedelic, where I was literally seeing color, to being a chore, to now it's the one point in my day where I'm fully, it's like the highest I'm going to get is like,
Yeah.
I go in, I sit there and I just go, and I just drift off into Fantasyland for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm gone. All the phones are off.
So cool.
It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
like the fucking best.
yeah.
It is so good.
Meditation.
Switch off on the
Off.
Yeah.
Everything off.
Oh.
Meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah.
Like a Zen.
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 In the temple.
Yeah, in the temple.
Go ahead, don't. He knows.
Bitch better have my money.
Yeah, bitch better have
Bitch
my money.
better have my money. Yeah. Fuck you, pay me.
Fuck
better
you,
have my
baby.
money.
Also,
baby.
Kubo, what do you say when you're driving and there's a car in front of you?
Yeah.
You're driving and there's a car in front of you, slow. What do you say?
Get the fuck up, piece of shit out of my way.
Yeah, get that fucking piece of shit out of my way.
Yeah, from big.
Yeah, Uncle Vic taught him that.
Uncle Vic. Yeah. Yeah, I was just telling a story how I fell into a shirt at the last minute at Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah.
I brought my shirts to the hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around and I'm talking to my buddy Zach. We stop into this place called Lost Days. It's like a place next to Dr. Wu's, like a residency. And I'm talking to them and I'm looking at this book on Hermes scarves, talking to the guy Michael, and all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, check this shirt." And he pulls this shirt out. It's this beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was made of Hermes
Made
scarves.
of Hermes scarves.
Yeah.
Beautiful shirt. It's like 10 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
And he pulls this shirt out. I didn't even plan it. I've been
fits
looking for
you.
weeks. It was crazy. It
Yeah.
was like, and he goes, "Yeah, just borrow it." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Just take it, bring it back, clean it, bring it back." And I'm like, "How much is this shirt?" He goes, $3,000. I go, "Fuck. Would you buy a $3,000 shirt?"
I don't think so.
I don't think I can. I
think
want it, but I can't.
Feels like rude.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I want this fucking shirt so bad, but no matter how much money I may or may not have, $3,000 on a shirt is fucked.
Yeah.
Right? That's a car. That's a little
Well,
Honda
I
right
remember like, yeah, whatever. You know.
there. Yeah. And then the other side is like, you only live once. YOLO? I don't know.
It's also true. I kind of agree with both. I don't
Right?
think there's a right or wrong answer.
There's no right or wrong answer. Yeah.
If you buy the shirt, I support you. If
You
you
support
don't,
me.
I support you.
Yeah.
Dude, coyote in the lip shirt.
The coyote to the fucking.
Cold drinking. It's all coffee.
Coyote.
Dude, that's your commercial right there.
That's the opener. That's
Yeah.
the clip. You don't have to tell you twice. You know what the clip is. fuck.
He was already
What-
like, yo, that's the clip.
I think we got to and now Callie, I mean we did the cliff notes on Callie's life. You know?
Yeah, we left out.
We did the broad strokes. We
some
left out
time.
chunks.
I
Yeah.
got. Okay. No, forget it.
No? Come on. What was he gonna say? What was he gonna say?
I just have one funny thing. I think that I'm pro-vax. I'm
Yes.
a vaccination person.
Okay.
I'm not afraid that I'm being microchipped or anything.
Nor am I.
But I think I already did the vax inadvertently in the mid 90s.
But just by your exposure?
I think
Yeah.
that on one desperate night,
Yeah.
when I dipped my syringe directly into MacArthur Park Lake
No.
and used that as my water
Yeah.
that night,
Yeah.
really have hardly gotten sick since. Wow. You know? And like, you know how the edges are with all the tar shine and like feathers and
Bro,
stuff?
that fucking water?
Yeah, it was a
we had
desperation
an office over there. That water is putrid, to say the least.
So maybe I shouldn't say it out loud. Maybe I'm going to get really sick this week. But
No. You probably
I
have the
very
immune
rarely get. I think it helped my immune system.
You have the immune system of 1,000 cholos and junkies.
And
all
ducks.
combined. And ducks.
And like homeless ducks.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I would walk Omar around that lake and be just disgusted that she was touching it.
It's closed now.
Oh, really?
They boarded it up.
No way.
Closed down, empty.
What do you mean? They drained it?
No, but like the park is empty. The grass is all gone. They're trying to redo it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good luck.
I think back in the day, MacArthur Park was like a fancy people promenade,
It was.
right? The bowler hats and the fucking canes and
Yeah.
that whole
I
thing.
didn't hang out there until the early 90s, and it was a different vibe.
When I was a kid,
It's a different vibe.
the idea of going to MacArthur Park was like, it was basically like the set of Thriller,
Yeah.
right? It was like, that was the idea of MacArthur Park. Just like zombies, fucking ghouls, demons, and werewolves everywhere.
Yeah, who were going to get you?
Who were going to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only were they all over there, they were going to get you.
They were going to get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but the crazy thing about MacArthur Park too is like, you'll hear about every once in a while, some actress or model just ends up sleeping there. They get on a hot one.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, that girl was in MacArthur Park. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's LA for you. LA, we got the highs and the lows all
still
mixed
love
in.
it.
Yeah. LA is great. What a place. Any last thoughts? Fuji P, do you want to sign out? You want to come say bye?
Fuji P, come
Come say bye.
かもしれない。
Yeah.
come say,
I
think tell him.
Okay.
tell him thank you for watching Powerful Truth Angels.
かもしれ
Oh my
ない
God.
ちょっと Thank you.
Is that-
なんか
Is that camera okay?
Did I not get
Oh,
No, Fuji P.
Come say bye one more time.
Thank you
Thank you
Thank you
for watching
for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Powerful
Powerful
Truth Angels.
Angel.
Powerful True Angel.
Now do it by yourself.
into the mic?
Oh. Thank you
For watching
For
for
watching.
watching
Powerful.
Powerful
Truth
Truth
Angels.
Angels.
Welcome to America. Thank you, Fuji P. What a pleasure. Wow. What an ep.